Everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you a reading vlog. Hi guys, it is 11:35 a.m. on Saturday the 17th of November. Welcome to a new reading vlog. I am in the library car park, standard, for a Saturday. I am in a fantastic mood today. I just feel really great. It's a beautiful day, like beautiful. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. I was driving along with my windows down, and normally I listen to like booktube videos through my Bluetooth when I'm driving, but I just had music playing and it was just, I just felt like I was in a really good mood, which is delightful. And yeah, it's just a good day. I'm slightly sad that I'm gonna have to spend the rest of the day really cleaning and tidying because, for example, I haven't even unpacked my carry-on case from going to Sydney last weekend. So I've got a lot to do at home, but still, it's just a really nice day. I had coffee with my parents. I did quite a bit of like grocery shopping because I hadn't picked anything up in 2 weeks because I'd been away. I then came home and pulled apart a roast chicken that I'd bought and changed the kitty litter, so that's already done. And now I'm at the library. I've got a couple of books to return, and I've got a bunch to pick up. Like, sometimes like it's just like seems to be a thing that holds won't come in for ages, and then all of a sudden, like, I think I've got 5 holds to pick up, like everything will all come in at once. One of them was available to pick up last weekend, but obviously I was away, and now, like, over the course of this week, like 4 others have come in, so I've got a bunch to pick up. But I'm kind of on top of my due dates at the moment, which is, well, at the moment, which is good. I'm hoping to, if you saw my TBR, you know I'm hoping to read a couple of extra library books this month to, like, really get on top, so I'm not as pressured by the library due dates. Yeah, so, like, reading update, I was about to be like, that's it, but I haven't given you a reading update, but there isn't really a reading update. So the last clip of the last vlog, I haven't read anything since then. I didn't end up reading anything last night. My sister came around to watch Buffy. And then after she left, I watched 1 episode of The Goldbergs on TV. I don't know if anyone's seen. This is like a comedy sitcom show that every now and again when it's on, when I like see a random episode, I'll just like watch a random episode because I think it's really funny. So I watched that and then I went to bed and it was like midnight or like just after midnight. So I just went straight to sleep. I'll probably get a lot of reading done today though, because as I've mentioned a bunch of times, I like to break up my cleaning and like tidying with reading. So I'll probably, like, you know, do 20 minutes of cleaning, read a chapter, so on and so forth. So I'll probably get through a bit. I don't have anything else going on this weekend. I'll probably watch a couple of movies tonight. If I get through most of my tidying today, I'm hoping to even maybe watch some Glee tomorrow, because I haven't watched any TV of my like TV shows in forever. I like did pretty well in like the second quarter of the year of like trying to get on top of that, and then I just fell off it again and haven't watched anything since. So I'm hoping to get back into that because I think I'm halfway through the second last season of that, and then the last season is shorter. I think it's only got like 12 episodes, which is standard for a lot of TV shows nowadays, but Glee typically had like, you know, 20 some episodes a season. So hoping that I can fly through the last part of it so I can finally move on to something else. So yeah, that's about it on this beautiful Saturday. It's always nice. I'm just in a good mood today. It just feels really beautiful outside and it's just a good day. So that is it for this clip. I will talk to you guys probably at some point tomorrow. Hopefully it's just as beautiful and exciting of a day tomorrow. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 5:37 p.m. on Monday the 19th of November. I just got home from work a little while ago. I actually didn't end up filming a clip for you guys yesterday because the day kind of got away from me and daylight got away from me, and then I was like, oh, I'm just going to film a clip before I go to bed. Like, I was going to film like a pillow talk style clip. However, then right as I was going to sleep, I realized that I'd left my camera in the lounge room. And I wasn't willing to get out of bed and like get up to go get it, so I just didn't end up filming a clip yesterday. So for that I apologize. However, I didn't necessarily have that much to report, unfortunately. So Saturday I had quite a productive day, which was good. I got a lot of tidying and cleaning done in my kitchen, which was great. All the other areas of my house still aren't looking that great, but the kitchen is looking very good. So, excuse me. So that was Saturday, and then yesterday, I don't really know what was going on yesterday. I think I'd had a very, very stressful week at work, and then on Saturday I was still like kind of doing a lot around the house, and so on Sunday I just kind of crashed, and I spent basically the whole day in bed. I spent most of the day, and I didn't even read. Normally I would be reading if I did that. I just wasn't even reading. I literally was watching BookTube, I napped a bunch, and just kind of caught up in sleep and watched videos on my phone, and that was it for basically the whole day. I then went to dinner at my parents' place, and then when I came home from my parents' place, that's when I started reading. And I didn't actually read at all on Saturday either, because I was just busy around the house the whole day, and so I just didn't. Normally I would read again when I was doing that. For some reason I didn't, but I did end up reading quite a lot last night after I got home from my parents. So, and I have actually today, I read 2 chapters on my lunch break. That's right, you guys, I actually read on my lunch break. So I'm currently on I'm still reading Spyglass, but I'm on page 402. So I've got about 130 pages to go. I would like to say that I could finish this tonight, but I don't know if that's actually realistic because I do have knitting group tonight. So I'm not, and as you guys know, I've said recently, I've been getting home quite late from that recently, so normally I've only read like a couple of chapters before I go to bed. But if I don't finish this tonight, I will definitely be able to finish this tomorrow night. What have I got going on this week? You might be interested in knowing. You probably don't, but I've got knitting tonight, I've got boxing on tomorrow night, but me and my mum are actually upping our boxing from now on and are going to be going twice a week. So I've got boxing on Tuesday and Thursday, but Wednesday night is blissfully free because I've moved out on my physio appointments now to fortnightly rather than weekly. So I've got no appointment this week on Wednesday, which is amazing because I feel like most weeks these days I just have something on every night, and it's really exhausting to just never have any free time after work, well, to never feel like you really do. So I'm excited that Wednesday is completely free. So that's kind of and then Friday, I don't think I've got anything going on. Maybe my sister will want to hang out again, not really sure. So that's kind of where my week is at, and like I said, so if not tonight, then definitely tomorrow, even if it's just after boxing. So that's that update, but I did start a new audiobook that I want to talk to you guys about as well. So I'm listening to Educated by Tara Westover. So this is part of me participating in Nonfiction November. Now, I didn't mention Nonfiction November in my TBR for November because I wasn't sure. I'd put a couple of books on hold on Libby, like audiobooks on hold that I was hoping were going to come in that I could listen to for Nonfiction November, but I was quite far down the holds list for both of them. So I wasn't sure that they were both going to come in. But Educated by Tara Westover came in, and there's another nonfiction book that I think that has also come in that I'm not sure if I'll get to that one. I'm hopeful that I will, but I've got a bunch that have come in before that I'll need to listen to. Otherwise, they'll expire before I get to listen to them. But maybe I can get through 2. 2 would be great. That's a good number of nonfiction for me in a month. Anyway. So I'm listening to Educated by Tara Westover. This is a book that if you watch a lot of BookTube, then you've probably heard about this book quite a lot because it's a very, very popular nonfiction book at the moment. It is a memoir, and it is about Tara Westover, obviously, who grew up in a survivalist family. Some people have kind of described it as a cult. It's not really a cult because, I mean, it kind of is, but it's just her family, if you know what I mean. They are very devout Mormon, and her father is a survivalist and is like so I think she's one of 7 children, if I recall correctly, and she's the youngest, and her and the 3 before her, like, they don't have birth certificates, their births were never registered, they weren't born in hospitals, they've never been to see a doctor, never gone to school, they haven't really been educated at all. Some of the older siblings went to school for a little while before their father got really into it and pulled them out of school because he doesn't trust the government and doesn't trust doctors and just anything like that. So she grew up in a very, very different upbringing to most people, definitely to myself. And I have to say, so this book has been getting a lot of praise. People have been really loving this memoir, and I can see why. How far through am I? I'm 66% of the way through, so exactly 2/3 of the way through, so I'll definitely be able to get that finished tomorrow. I am loving it. Tara Westover is a great writer. I am so invested in her and her story, and her life. And I think that she is just so, I don't even really know how to describe it. She's very honest. I mean, obviously I don't know her story, so I can't say that she's honest, but I mean in the way that she doesn't always try to tell, sometimes in memoirs, when the person tries to tell a story about their past, it's told in a light that makes them maybe seem more favorable than what maybe they would be if you heard that story from someone else. And I really don't get that vibe with the way that she tells the story. She's very honest in, you know, the way that she tells stories, and she is constantly reminding the reader that this is how she remembers something, and that she even has sometimes said, this is how I remember it, but if you ask this person, they say they remember it this way, and this person says they remember it this way, and memory is not reliable, and I can't be sure that this is necessarily the way that this happened, but that this is what came from that. And I love that she's just so, like, honest about that. Her story is so, I just can't even, I mean, I don't know how it's all going to finish, like, playing out, but just hearing her story has been, it's so interesting. And the relationships, my God, the relationships that she has with her family are so complex, which obviously everyone's relationships with their family members are complex, but she, I mean, obviously there's a layer of stuff going on in her family that I sure as shit don't have going on in my family, but that's what I mean about her being a great writer. She really gets across the complexities of that relationship and how you can both love someone and loathe someone at the same time. Oh, she is just, I'm kind of floored by how well, like, obviously this was getting a lot of praise. I'm not a huge, generally, if I'm going to nonfiction, I enjoy memoirs more than anything else. But so far, I would say this is the best memoir I've ever read. So, yeah. The other memoir that I really want to read that gets a lot of praise is The Glass Castle, and I actually own a physical copy of that. It's on my physical TBR, so I do plan to read that one day as well, because I know that gets amazing praise as well. But yeah, it's been getting a lot of praise lately, and so far I can say it's well deserved, so I'm really looking forward to finishing that one off tomorrow. Excuse me, I keep putting hair in my mouth. So that's it, I think, for this clip. I will talk to you guys, so that's what other thing I meant to mention as well is, I mean, not that you guys, I mean, by the time we see this, I'm also really behind with, so because I just wasn't feeling up to doing anything yesterday, I didn't film, I haven't edited anything, I still haven't got up the vlog from before this one, I need to film a mid-month wrap-up, I haven't done that, I haven't even filled out my spreadsheet for any of the books I think I've finished so far this month, or at least not after the first couple. I've got other videos that I wanted to film and upload this month, I just haven't been doing anything, and I'm not sure now when I'm going to get to edit that vlog, because vlogs always take forever, and like I say, my sister will be picking me up for knitting in about 20 minutes, and so there's no real time to do anything before I leave, and then I won't get home probably till about bedtime. Tomorrow night I've got boxing, so realistically, I might be able to get some of it edited when I get home from boxing, but we'll see. So I was really proud of myself this morning, though. This is so stupid thing to be proud of, but I got up on time. When my alarm went off, I didn't go back to bed. I was up and I had a shower, washed my hair, and because I hadn't even, normally I wash my hair on Sunday night, I didn't even do that yesterday. Like, that's how much I was just like, can't face doing anything. I just need to catch up and sleep and do nothing else. Yeah, so that I even, I got up this morning, washed and blow dried my hair, which I very rarely do on mornings. I normally get up with just enough time to like wash my face, brush my teeth, and get dressed for work, because I shower at night typically. So yeah, I was really proud of myself for doing that, and got to work still like pretty much on time, so, which has also been a bit of an accomplishment lately. I've been very up and down with my start times, my start time's kind of flexible, but I like to get in early because that means I don't have to work through my lunch break in order to leave on time. Although I've been working through my lunch break a lot, even when I don't have hours to make up just because I've been so busy. But not today, because I read 2 chapters, which is great. Anyway, this is such a tangent. But yeah, that's everything that's going on. That's everything I've been reading. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is 5:35. I just clicked over on PM. Obviously, I'm not up at 5:35 a.m. Tuesday the 20th of November. So I just got home from work. Nothing exciting to report. Yeah, I really have nothing to report. So on to the reading update. Spyglass by Marie V. Schneider. Do you guys want to guess how much of this I've read since I spoke to you guys yesterday? I'll give you a second. It's 0. I've read 0 pages. I got home from knitting quite late last night. I literally went straight to bed, and then I didn't get a chance to do any reading today, so I haven't read any. I am still hoping, because how much did I say I had left in this? 130 pages? Yeah, I'm still hoping that maybe I can get this done tonight, but I do also need to edit the vlog from before this tonight as well. So I don't think I'm going to get it uploaded tonight, but I want to get it as edited as possible. So maybe I can get both. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. You guys will find out tomorrow. However, I did finish the audiobook today for Educated by Tara Westover, and it was so good. I gave 5 stars. So this is, I think, only the 4th book all year that I've given 5 stars, and I've read something like 225 books thereabouts. So yeah, I'm real stingy with 5-star ratings, but this one was a 5-star for me. I think it's the only non-fiction book ever, the only memoir that I've ever given 5 stars. It was so good. Everything that I mentioned yesterday still stands, like all of that applies. Like I said, she's just so, her writing is brilliant. There's like, I almost wish that I'd read this in physical copy, because I feel like I would have become one of those people who like highlights and annotates and all of that type of thing, because there was just so many quotes and passages and things that were just so beautiful and so eloquent. And she's just an amazing writer. Like I mentioned yesterday as well, she's very, like, it feels very honest and very raw. She doesn't try to like place blame on anyone really, or and she's very open as far as like it comes across about her own part in things and where she didn't necessarily behave the best or handle things in the best way, things like that. And oh, I almost feel like if I'd been reading this like at home, like if I'd been reading like it at home, at the end of this I might have just sat down and cried, because it just had that kind of, and it's not necessarily that it's like super sad. I mean, there's a lot of really awful, hard-hitting stuff in there, but it's just, I almost like half with happiness would want to cry, because I don't know Tara Westover obviously, but I feel so proud of her and what she's overcome, and her having written this like brilliant book, and might not like necessarily what she's had to overcome, even just in terms of like a lot of people have had really awful upbringings and have risen above that. But it's just, I don't know, and it just like speaks about so much in there. Like it's touched on that she basically believes that her father had probably bipolar, but definitely some form of undiagnosed mental illness, and talks about how big of a role obviously that played in her and her family's lives, and the cycle of kind of abuse in a way and all of that, and how it affected her family, and the difference in where the lives of her family members have gone based on who kind of did get an education and who didn't, who kind of stayed closer to her parents and stayed more devout in their Mormon beliefs and that type of thing. And I love that as well. It's never really like, I'm gonna apologize if you can hear the cat in the kitty litter right now. She's being real noisy. It's never really like her saying, like completely like denouncing her religion or saying that Mormonism is a bad thing or anything like that. It's definitely like, you know, very clear that her parents and her dad in particular are on the extreme end of Mormonism, and you know, and are also some like survivalists as well, and that she talks about, you know, that even within like their church, her father was considered very radical in his beliefs and that type of thing. And you know, she has many friends and different people that she meets throughout the book who are Mormon, who are still, like, you know, can't believe, like, how, like, full on, like, her family are in their beliefs and things like that. So, I don't know. I'm just being, it's one of those books that I can't really eloquently. Tara Westover is very eloquent. I, however, am not, and I cannot eloquently explain how much I really, really loved this memoir. It was just amazing. I just took so much out of it, and it was one of those books where, and this very rarely happens, I've mentioned quite a lot that I enjoy reading reviews of books on Goodreads that have the opposite kind of opinion to me, or, you know, that type of thing. And I read a couple of reviews, one in particular from a quite prevalent reviewer on Goodreads, who some of you may know who I'm referencing, but and I was just like, every comment on there, like, sorry, every comment, well, only read a couple, and I say that one in particular, and I was just, every point that they had that was kind of negative, I was just like, nope, disagree, you are wrong. And I'm very rarely like that. Normally I'm like, oh yeah, I could kind of see that maybe, like, but I'm just like, in this one I'm just like, no, you didn't get it. I mean, I still, you know, those people have the rights to their belief, I'm not saying that, but it was just one of those very rare books where I was just, I can't really, it was just so good. So yeah, 5 stars. Definitely one of the best books I've read this year, obviously, because I've only given 4 books 5 stars out of like 225. So yeah, I think that's it for this clip. I've got boxing tonight, so Jesus, what time is it actually? Oh, okay, it's all right. I've got like 10 minutes before I need to leave. I need to get changed. So yeah, that is it, I think, for this clip. I will see you guys tomorrow when I get home from work. Hopefully I'll be able to, I'm going to start a new audiobook tomorrow, so I'll be able to tell you guys what that is, and I'm actually not even sure what that is. I have to look into that, but I'll be able to tell you guys what I'm reading, what I'm listening to, and my initial thoughts on that. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, I finish Spyglass, because every like physical book that I'm reading lately, it just takes me forever to get through. It's kind of infuriating. I just feel like I'm not, over the last like couple of months, I don't feel like I'm being my authentic reader self, because everything else in my life is just getting in the way. And then because I have felt like so stressed and so tired and things like that at different times, it's really, I'm not in a reading slump. Like, I'm still getting a lot read for the most part. That's partly due to audiobooks, but I can't always fully immerse myself in reading the way that I used to and the way that I really want to. So things have been looking up at work a little bit. I've been getting through a lot, and things have been going okay. Fingers crossed that holds up, and that I can keep getting through a lot of work and things become less stressful and less busy, and that I can get back to being the reader that I know in my heart that I am. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It is 6:06 p.m. on Wednesday, the 21st of November. I just got home from work a little while ago. I ended up getting stuck late a little bit today, which is super frustrating. I hate when I get stuck staying late, just generally, but definitely when it's not because of me, which it wasn't today, which is really annoying. So I don't have anything going on tonight. It's my one free weeknight, which is great, but I do have to, so I edited the vlog from before this that needs to go up, because I'm so, like, been terrible with filming and uploading and stuff lately. The vlog from, I edited half of it last night, so I've got to still edit the other half, export it, and upload it, which it's probably not going to make it up until tomorrow, like tomorrow morning. If I can get it set to upload before I go to bed tonight, then I can leave it to upload overnight, and then hopefully it'll be up tomorrow, because I haven't had a video up in a week, which I normally try to post 2 or 3 times a week. So anyway, there's that. But apart from that, I've got nothing else going on. So I'm hoping that tonight is going to be the one night where I really get a lot read, because if you guys have been watching the vlogs, you know I've not been getting a lot read in, like, physical reading. So, reading update. Spyglass, Maria V. Schneider, still reading it. I read to page 488 last night, so I have less than 50 pages to go, and I really, really wanted to just push through and finish it, but it was already like 10:30, and I normally try to turn my light out by 10, so I didn't. I exercised some self-control and made myself stop and put it down, and then of course I didn't get any time to read today. So I'm still on page 488, but I've got like 40 pages to go, so I definitely am finishing this one tonight. I then started a new audiobook today. So I'm listening to, it's called The Bookshop of Yesterdays by Amy Meyerson. This is just like a random one that I came across on my library's app and thought sounded interesting. So it's like a literary fiction about a girl who, when she was younger, she had a favorite uncle who she really, enjoyed, and he used to make scavenger hunts for her all the time, and he was like, one of her favorite people. However, there is some kind of incident between her uncle. The lighting is really bad today. There's some kind of incident between her uncle and her mother when she's 12, and her uncle ends up kind of leaving their lives, and she hasn't heard from him in like 16 years. So now, 16 years later, her uncle has recently died, and he's left his bookshop to her, and there's kind of one final scavenger hunt type of thing that she's trying to basically figure out what went on all of those years ago, why her mum and him had a falling out because her mum doesn't want to talk about it, and just kind of find out more about her uncle and her uncle's life. So that's just basically what it is about. I'm enjoying it. That kind of premise, obviously, as a reader, does appeal to me. However, I will say that it's probably a little bit slower than it needs to be. So let me tell you how far through I am. I'm 49% of the way through, so almost halfway. So hoping to get it done tomorrow. But in that, half of the book that I've read today, not really that much has happened. So I think if I was reading this in physical format and it was taking me a while to get through, it would feel really slow. It doesn't necessarily feel as slow to me because I am listening to it on audio, so therefore I'm getting through it really quickly. But it is, like I say, not a whole lot is really happening. But I am enjoying it for the most part. I'm invested enough kind of in the general type of mystery to kind of find out what's going on. I will say I've had a theory about what's going on from about 20 minutes into the audiobook, maybe, so we'll see whether that pans out. Yeah, but that's basically it. So hoping to finish this tonight and move on to my next read and get through a chunk of that tonight as well would be great. And then, like I say, finish that audiobook tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have 2 finished books to talk to you guys about tomorrow, and I can talk to you guys about the new physical book that I've started and all of those types of things. Yeah, I think that's it for this clip. I better go so that I can get to finishing editing the vlog, so that I can get to reading after that. So yeah, that's it for this clip. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is about 5:35 p.m. on, what day is it? Thursday the 22nd of November. Please excuse my appearance. I have been home today. I actually called in sick today. I feel fine now, pretty much. I woke up with migraine. I had a really bad migraine most of the day. I slept most of today, which means sleeping tonight is probably going to be a bit dicey, but tomorrow's Friday, so it's okay. Yeah, I spent most of today asleep. Yeah, I do have boxing tonight, and I think I am going to go because it's really hard to cancel out of boxing. They don't like for you to obviously cancel. And that's fine because they partner up people, and obviously if I don't go, I normally go with my mum. My mum would have to partner with a random. And I feel pretty fine. I actually think that maybe exercise would help. So that'll be interesting to see, actually. Anyway, unrelated. So reading update. So, oh, I just dropped a bookmark. I finally finished Spyglass by Maria V. Schneider last night. I have some feelings. I think that it would be, okay. I'm rating it 3 stars, and that is based on that I enjoyed the book, but the way, so this is very hard for me to talk about without spoiling things, but basically, to put it non-spoilery, the way that the romance ends up in the trilogy is very problematic, in my opinion, and I don't think that it should have been done that way. And on top of that, I think there were some characters that weren't really done justice through that as well. So there is still now the three, like the kind of trilogy back in the study series. So we may see some further character stuff from some of the people in this trilogy. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I had some problems with what went down with the romance, basically. So I couldn't rate this higher than a 3-star. And 3 stars is probably being generous because I do think that this romance thing is super problematic. So there's that. So because I wasn't at work today, I didn't continue on with the audiobook, so I'll finish that tomorrow when I go to work tomorrow, which is only disappointing in that means I won't get to listen to any podcasts this week, and that'll put me behind on podcasts, but that's okay. I'll finish off that audiobook tomorrow, so I'll talk to you guys about that tomorrow. I did start a new book though, last night when I finished Spyglass, I started I have my Kindle over here, I started reading Now You See Her by Heidi Perks. This is a NetGalley book that I have to read. This is a thriller. It's basically about a thriller about a woman who she is looking after. She's got 3 children, and then she's also looking after, on this particular day, she goes to the school fete with her best friend's daughter. And she's looking after the 4 kids when her best friend's daughter goes missing. Disappears from the school fete. No one knows where she is, what's happened to her. We're basically following that. So it's done in a manner that right at the start, I think it's 13 or 14 days following, my hair, ugh. It's 13 or 14 days following the little girl going missing, and the mother who was looking after the children is being interviewed by the police, that you think something's gone down in the interim. We then go back the 2 weeks, and to the 2 weeks ago when the little girl went missing, and we follow from the little girl went missing, and I presume we're going to follow up to the events that this interview is based on. We are getting alternating perspectives between the mother of the little girl who went missing and the mother who was looking after her when she went missing, if that makes sense. So the 2 best friends were getting both of their perspectives. So I read 19%, I think it was, last night, and I've only read a little bit this afternoon, because, like I said, I had a migraine all day, so I wasn't reading. So I'm 36% of the way through, so that's not too bad, actually. I read like 17% of that this afternoon since I woke up. I also did like before I started filming this, like over an hour of work of a few things that had to be done like before I go in tomorrow. So 36% of the way through that. I do have boxing tonight, like I mentioned, but I don't have anything else going on after boxing. I don't really have anything I need to edit or whatever, because I'm going to focus on really getting back on top of my editing, filming, uploading on the weekend. So I don't have anything to do after boxing, so hopefully I can get through. This is pretty easy reading, so hopefully I can get through a chunk of that tonight. That's it, I think, for this clip. Like I said, I do have boxing, so I need to leave in like 10-15 minutes, and I got to get changed because I haven't even brushed my hair. I'm still in my pajamas, and we've just been having crazy weather here, like crazy weather. It is, so yesterday was marked 10 days until summer. In Australia, at least, we don't do, I know like in the US, you guys have summer starts on like a specific day, like, you know, it'll be like for you guys, winter will probably start on like the 18th of December or something. I've just picked that date randomly, but ours just goes off the month. So summer is December, January, February. So we're 10 days. Yesterday we were 10 days until summer. The top temperature yesterday was 16 degrees, which is chilly. And that, like 2 days before that, the top temperature was 35 degrees. So that's just insane. And then we had huge winds yesterday. We've just been having like storms. It's been raining, and I think it's supposed to rain for like a whole week. Like it doesn't feel like summer is approaching, like, and the rains have been crazy, and it's been so windy. Yeah, this is just kind of weather corner tangent, but yeah, weather has been insane. Like walking home, like walking from work when I left work yesterday, walking to the bus, like it was freezing, and I thought I was going to get like blown away. And I'm like, this is 10 days till summer? What in the actual heck? So yeah, I don't know if this is like global warming for you or what, but like, because I can see in the northern hemisphere that there's some areas that have like already got snow, and it's not even like winter yet over there. So Like, it's just crazy. It's really crazy. I don't know what's going on. And it's definitely not typical for Australia. I've got cat just jumped past, and now I've got cat hair everywhere. Yeah, it's not typical for Australia. Obviously, I'm sure you guys probably have that standard expectation of Australia, that Australia's summers are hot. So, yeah, and maybe it still will get really hot. I mean, I'm not complaining if it doesn't get really hot because I hate the heat, but yeah, it's been really weird. So, yeah. I'm ending this video on a nice little weather tangent that you guys do not care about. But yeah, that is it for this clip. I will talk to you guys when I get home from work tomorrow, which is Friday. Happy Fridays. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys then. Bye guys. Hi guys, it is 5:50 p.m. on Friday the 23rd of November. I was home from work again today. I was actually feeling a lot better. This was just more kind of a, not mental health day, because I still, more a recovery day. I didn't really have a migraine anymore, but I was still really kind of recovering from having the migraine. And once again, I spent a chunk of today, well, this afternoon, asleep. I did have to call into work for a teleconference, and I went to the doctor in the afternoon, and then when I came home from going to the doctor, I slept for a couple of hours, and I don't know, I feel like that feeling you have when you've had a long nap, but I feel okay. So, reading update. So I didn't end up finishing that audiobook today because I didn't end up going into work. So I'll have to carry that over till next week and finish that on Monday. However, last night I did get a really good chunk of the ebook that I was reading on my Kindle, Now You See Her by Heidi Perks. I got a really decent chunk of that read last night, and then I did actually finish it today. So, I have, I don't know, mixed feelings on this, because, so there's, I think, just under 2,000 ratings of this book on Goodreads, and the average rating is a 4.2. So this is getting great reviews. It's got, I struggled to find poor ratings of the book to read on Goodreads. It is mainly 4- and 5-star reviews. I didn't enjoy it as much as that. I thought that the book just veered too far into complete unbelievability for me, and I also guessed the twist, but that's not necessarily a deal breaker for me, as you guys know, because I quite often guess the twists in books. But so I kind of saw that coming, and then, but it still just was I didn't buy that anyone, that this would happen, if you know what I mean. That anyone would do this. It's hard to obviously be specific without spoiling the book, but yeah, it was enjoyable. I enjoyed the ride of the story. I thought the characters were pretty good. They had, they were characters that you could see likable and unlikable things in, which I always like because that's realistic. So it was okay, but at the end of the book, I was just left feeling kind of meh on the book. And I was also kind of waiting for a bit more of a punch at the end that didn't really come. I do like the way that it kind of finished off, and that everything wasn't just happy, because I hate when thrillers do that, because it's so unrealistic to the type of situations that thrillers have. So I think I'd give it a 3.5. It was enjoyable. I definitely enjoyed it, but it didn't blow me out of the water like it seems to have a lot of people on Goodreads. So yeah, I finished that, and then I've read only a really little part of it, but I have started The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So I'm on page 35, so I've read only a couple of chapters. The chapters are quite short though, which I love. I love short chapters in books. This is almost 500 pages, so 35 pages is a real little chunk. I am loving this so far. So this book is hugely popular on BookTube and has been for years. And this is one of the books that I need to read to hit one of my Around the Year in 52 book challenges. And I've had this on my TBR for a while, and I was like, oh, well, it slots perfectly into one of those challenges, so I'm going to pick it up. And I wasn't sure. It's one of those books that's a little bit intimidating because it's so popular that you feel like, oh, what if this is so popular and then I don't like it? So this is a historical fantasy-esque story about, so it's set in our world, but there is magic. And the night circus is a circus that, as the back says, the circus arrives without warning. No announcements preceded. It is simply there when yesterday it was not. So, and I understand, like I said, I've only read 30 pages, so I'm still really getting into the meat of the story. But from what I understand, we're following two characters who have to undertake some kind of magical duel. Like they have to have some kind of like magical, I can't think of another word for duel. They have to like fight it out, duke it out, like with magic. But I don't really know too much of the details of that yet, because like I said, I'm very early on in the story. And I think maybe there's going to be a romance between those two characters that have to have the duel, thus creating even more of a conflict. However, so like I said, I've been loving this. I've only read 30 pages, but so this is Erin Morgenstern's debut, and I believe her only novel that she's published. The writing is so good. So I read the like little beginning part of the story. So it's not called a prologue in this. It's called, let me see what it says. It just says anticipation. And it's literally 3 and a bit pages, so not very long. And I read that and I was like, whoa, that is how you write an opening to a story. I was immediately hooked. It gave me a great taste for what the language like in the story is going to be like, what the writing is going to be like, and it immediately hooked me into the world that this story is and made me go, yes, what is going on here? I want to read this. So intriguing. So I'm very excited to continue on with this now, because now I feel like I probably am going to love this as much as everyone else does, because so far I'm really, really enjoying it, and the writing is just really great. So that is it really. It is Friday, which is always a happy, happy day, even if I haven't been at work for the past 2 days. What do I have going on this weekend? Nothing really that I can think of. My sister's not coming around tonight because her husband's on call tonight, so she isn't coming around. And I can't think of anything that I've got going on. I'll probably go around to my parents for dinner on Sunday, because I usually do that. But yeah, no specific plans, just again a lot to do around the house. I made really good progress. My kitchen is being spick and span, and I've been really proud of myself because I've kept it. Like, I've made a really good effort that, like, I need to get into better habits. So, like, every night before I've gone to bed, I've made sure to wash up my dishes, like, from that night's dinner, and, like, wipe down the counters and just leave everything really nice and clean in there, so it's still looking beautiful, which is fabulous. And now I want to move into the kind of dining area that my kitchen's like kind of kitchen dining area kind of combined, and I only really did the kitchen. I need to move into the dining area, which is not dirty or anything. It's just really messy, because I am someone who, I don't use the dining room table because I'm single and I live alone. I eat all of my meals in front of the TV, let's be real. So my dining table is just a mecca for crap. I just put stuff on it, and then it lives there, and even when I've tidied up in the past, I've only done like a half-hearted job of it and haven't really put everything away. Like, for example, I know for a fact that there is a box on the table that's got a gift in it that I got in like a work Secret Santa 2 years ago, and I didn't know what to do with it because it was one of those gifts that I was like, I'm never really going to use this. So I put it down on the table, and then even when I've done half-hearted tidy-ups before, I've just kind of left it there, and I really need to do something with it. Like, I should give it away, or even like take it to my savers or something. It's like a household item, because I'm never going to use it. I should really give it to someone who could get some enjoyment out of it. So yeah, that's really my only plans for the weekend, is to continue on with making good progress in cleaning and tidying the house. And that's it. I think this is going to be the last clip for this vlog. So that's it, I think, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the outro. Bye, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. It's up a little bit late, so I'm going to have another reading vlog, the last reading vlog for November, up very, very soon. Please comment down below how your guys' November reading month is going. I would love to know. Please like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. That is all I have for this video today. Bye, guys.